Hey guys, welcome back. I am going to get in today and just do some my makeup. I'm getting ready for the day and I figured we'll do it together. I haven't done a just get ready with me for a while. So I figured today's the day, and as I'm going along, I've got some products that I've bought recently and things like that, and I'm just playing. I'm going for a bit of a colourful look today. I've been inspired to just use some colour, and then I did this look earlier in the week, and it's on my Instagram. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, it's AmazonTammy11, and the link's down below. And I'm like, I want to just kind of play a little bit with some makeup, and I did a yellow look, and I did it, and I'm like, ooh, this reminds me of Hufflepuff colours. So if you didn't know, I'm a bit of a Harry Potter nerd, and I was like, ooh, I might do a Hufflepuff inspired look today. So I'm going to do a Hufflepuff inspired look. So I hope you enjoy it. So it's basically a yellow look. Hufflepuff colours are yellow and black. So I'm going to do a little bit of something kind of inspired by that, similar to what I did on earlier in the week. And yeah, just chat along while I'm getting ready. So I hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. Okay, so what are we going to do first? The base. So I'm in my project pan at the moment. I've got the Smashbox primers, the Photo Finish primers. So I'm just going to use the General Photo Finish primer. So I take this one. It's not my favourite. Because I'm getting older and I'm a little bit drier, silicone stuff is not the best primers for my skin. But we're using it up. So just putting that on. You'd notice I put it on the outside of my face, because I'm going to go in with the Photo Finish Pore Minimizing, and I'm going to put that down the centre of my face. I'm just going to tap that in to my nose and my upper cheek area. The beautiful thing about this is your skin just feels so smooth afterwards. The silicone certainly fills it in, and you're just like, ooh, I've got baby skin again. Very far from that. So, you know, I was thinking about, like, because I've been wearing colour this week. I've worn, I don't know, yellow, orange, I think I wore blue. And I kind of get, you know, most people love the makeup that I do. I'm using the L'Oreal Pro Glow. Most people, you know, just accept that I wear makeup, and it might not be what they would wear, but, you know, most time, generally get some compliments. Usually off blokes I'll get, you know, they'll kind of be a little bit like, oh my god, you've got like bright orange eyes today. But, you know, generally it's pretty good. And I'm over 40, so it's that, you know, the idea that because I'm more mature, I should be wearing, you know, less out there makeup. And I don't want to play that game. I like wearing out there makeup. I wear it because I like it. I don't want to wear neutral browns every day. I do wear neutral browns a lot. You know, if I'm just getting ready in the morning and I could be bothered, I'll do a neutral look because it's quick and it's easy and it's, you know, universally flattering, I guess is the term. But you know, that's boring. And I don't like being boring. I don't want to just do that. You know, a lot of people like neutrals, and that's their thing. I like makeup, and I like the creativity of it, I guess, more than anything. So I think that's why I tend to play with colour a lot, because I like being creative. I'm not, you know, artistically creative in drawing or that kind of stuff. I'm not useless, but I'm certainly not artistically creative with it. So I'm like, makeup's my little paint palette as such, and I don't want to work with the same colours all the time. So I'm like, want to play. So it's a public holiday here at the moment, so I've got an extra day off work, which is kind of nice. I'm just going in with my concealer, and it's kind of nice just to have an extra day to play. I might get a few videos done this weekend. I don't really have any major plans for this weekend, which is again unusual because I am usually busy doing things and stuff. So last weekend was crazy weekend because the federal election was on, and that was a big weekend for me. I am kind of involved in some political aspects, and so it was a big weekend, not a positive weekend for some people. You know, obviously the country decided on what political party they wanted in, and that's how it goes. And it's been an interesting week following it, watching what's going on and what decisions are being made by Parliament, and just keeping a bit of an eye on it. But what's been really good about it is I've had a few conversations with some of my students, and I'm surprised just by how many of the young people don't fully understand the politics but want to know it. And they are our future voters and, you know, our future leaders. So it's been an interesting conversation with them about that. And I said to them, if they want to form, you know, a youth political kind of community group, they need to sort it out and then come and see me, and I will facilitate it, but I'm certainly not going to run it. I'm just getting my brush to set my under eyes, which is kind of cool that they have an interest in it, you know, and they're having those discussions with other teachers and their parents and other members of the community about, you know, why they vote one way and why they believe in certain political parties, and trying to determine for themselves, you know, what kind of voters they're going to be, what kind of future they want for the country. So it's been nice. I hope they do take that initiative and kind of drive it, and we'll see what happens in the long run with that. I'm just going to go in and set my foundation a little bit. Just using the Fresh and Flawless face powder. I've got very little of it left, so it's about digging in and finding it. So we're going to start in with the eyes now, and I'm just using some Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and it's really quite, you know, talking about the youth, they enjoy, I think, my creative makeup looks, you know. They'll be like, "Ooh, I like what you've done today, miss." They're not shy in coming forward about if they like it or they don't like it, which I love. And they don't do it in a mean way. They're just like, "Oh, I like what you've done there today," or, you know. If I don't get a comment, I'm like, "Oh, well, obviously nothing that's really sticking out to them today." Alright, so I'm going to go in with yellow, obviously. And I'm going to go in first off with the Zulu palette by Juvia's Place. And I'm going to go in with this bright yellow. I'm going to take it on a large fluffy brush, and I'm going to just start putting it on my crease area. Yeah, so I was like, did this look, and I was wearing a Harry Potter shirt, which is kind of pretty normal for me when I went to work with it. And I'm like, oh, wait up. This is kind of Hufflepuffy. So I was like, well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call it a Hufflepuff. But then I had the idea that, like, what I'm creating today is, in my case, a wearable look. I wore it to work. But I had the idea that it might be cool to do the houses of Harry Potter and do like a wearable version of it, a wearable interpretation of the colours, and then to do an editorial kind of idea of it, because I don't get a chance to kind of get super creative as in, like, you know, editorial style, and I love that. I love like special effects and editorial makeup. So I was like, maybe I could do that. So let me know if you think that would be fun, if you'd like to see that. Kind of see me take it obviously into an area that's not classically wearable, but just a bit of an interpretation. So as you can see, I've run all this yellow through the upper crease area and laid down that. And then I'm going to go in now with the Sci-Fi Green palette from Kaleidos. And I'm going to use Radioactive, which is this kind of deepened yellow up here. And I'm going to take that just on a smaller pointed blending brush, smaller, and I'm going to start running that through the crease, just to define that area a little bit more. But I don't want to take away from the yellow, so I don't want to use too much of a brown or anything like that. So yeah, so with the obviously the Harry Potter houses, it's leading towards obviously some different colours. So we've got Slytherin, which is green and silver, and Gryffindor, which is red and, well, maroon and gold, and then Ravenclaw, which is my house, which is blue and bronze if you're a book nerd like I am. If you're a movie nerd, you do blue and grey, silver. So I'm like, there's some interesting colour combinations there, and I'm like, well, I might do that in the next, you know, month or so, just sit there and play with makeup. And I was thinking, I've got a 9-pan set coming from Glaminatrix soon, which is all blues. So I'm like, well, there's my Ravenclaw. And I definitely have a lot of reds, and because I love red shadow. So I'm like, there's Gryffindor. And I have a lot of greens in my collection too. So I'm like, definitely something I'm interested in doing. So I'm just going to go back in with that fluffy brush that I was using with the yellow from the Zulu. Just put a little bit more on that and just kind of blend it out. So it's kind of good. I don't have to go to the show. I'm like, I don't want to go show. I don't do people very well, which is quite funny considering I'm a teacher. But the idea of going into a crowded place and having, no. So I tend to bribe the kids. I'm like, you know, I'll give you money. I'll take you to Kmart or wherever you want to go, and you can spend it there and actually get something maybe that will last longer than a day, instead of show bags and stuff. So most of the kids have taken me up on that offer, except for my teenage girl, which I expected, you know. I remember going to the show with my mates when I was a teenager too, so she's off to the show today. That's them out there. So she's off to the show today to hang with her mates and have a bit of fun. Alright, so I've got the transition down. Then what I did was I went in with my Colourpop Jelly Much in Origami. So it is basically a yellow gold. So nice little yellow gold. And took it on a lip brush of all things, but I find lip brushes work really good for this kind of work. And I'm just going to apply this all over the lid. So I've laid down that origami colour, and I'm going to go in now with a Colourpop Super Shock shadow in Here We Go Again. So it's just a yellow gold. Again, ooh, nearly dropped it all over myself. Lucky it's cream. And I'm just going to tap that over. The Jelly Much shadows pretty much set on their own. But with my lids and things like that, I'm kind of just a bit of an extra insurance to set the shadow and try not to get it all over my droopy ass lids. So I've just set that down. And now what I'm going to go in and do is take that radioactive colour again, just on that brush, and I'm going to kind of deepen the outer part of my lid just a little bit. Not too much because I don't want to take away from the yellow intensity. But the reason why I'm doing this, and I didn't do this on Tuesday, but I'm doing this because Hufflepuff are very much, you know, they're the house that cares most about like the magical creatures and the plants and herbology and all of that. So I want to bring in a little bit of an earthy kind of tone to it. I'm also going to run a little bit of that radioactive underneath my lash line. So you have to tell me whether you would wear something like this. You know, and what you feel about the fact that, you know, older people are still happy to rock a bit of colour. I think, you know, I see those memes about like the old 80-year-old lady that's still all decked out and, you know, got it going on with a bit of bling and all of that. And I'm like, that's probably going to be me. I'll probably still be into my glitter eyeshadow and whatever else, probably way past my prime, but I don't care. At the moment, you know, I don't think I look too bad for my age, so I kind of just keep going and doing what I like, and I think I hope I can get away with it. So I'm just going to take a little bit of Hush by MAC in my inner corner. Before I go on, I'm going to do my brows. So I'm going to just use my Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil and the L'Oreal Brow Gel, Brow Plumper, and I'll be back. So I'm back and I've just done my eyebrows and I've put some liner in my waterline and smudged out with some black shadow. I've just used the Urban Decay Perversion black liner and just a black shadow from the Sultry palette, and I've just smoked that out. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually go off camera and I'm going to try out a new product. So I've got the Manicare Magnetic Liner and Lashes, and I'm going to film another little video about that, my first impression of it. I don't know whether that'll be up before or after this video, but it'll be around this time. So make sure you watch that one as well. I'll be back. So I've just come back from trying out the magnetic liner and lashes. Check out that other video to see what I thought of it. But we're kind of done with the eyes. So we've got that yellow, gold and the black. Which I think, you know, that's what I think of when I think of Hufflepuff. So we're going to get on and finish the rest of the face. So first thing I'm going to go in with is some bronzer, if I can find it on my mess of a desk right here in front of me. I'm just using my Revlon Sculpt and Highlight kit, and I generally just tap the two bronzer and contour shades together. So what do you think of Hufflepuff as a house? If you're into Harry Potter, what do you think of Hufflepuff as a house? I know that I would, if I was going to find a partner, I reckon I'd like a Hufflepuff. When I think of Cedric and Newt and just the kindness that they have and the caringness, I think they would make fantastic partners. But what do you think? And the fact that they're not bad looking either. But that's obviously, well, no, even in the books, Cedric's kind of implied to be a pretty handsome young fella. So, I reckon, I know I'd be happy for Georgia to date a Hufflepuff man. Or whoever she wants to date that's Hufflepuff, because they tend to be, you know, that's their nature. They're nice and caring and they're considerate of the world and nature. I think that'd be lovely. So I've applied my bronzer. I'm just going to go in with some blush. I'm just going to use my Tarte blush palette. What colour am I going to use? I think I'm going to use Angelic, so this one here. And then I'm going to go in with a bit of highlight. I'm just going to use my MAC Whisper of Guilt. It's in my project pan. And put a bit of that on. I always come back in with my powder, my blush brush, and just powder over where I've applied that highlight. Okay, so I'm going to go in with some setting spray. I got the other day the Insta Fix and Go 2-in-1 Primer and Setting Spray by Rimmel. So I'm going to use that. It smells like cucumber. Okay, so now to finish it off, we've got the lips. And again, I want to go with the fact that Hufflepuff, nature. So I'm going to go for a brown nude lip. So I'm using a lip liner by Etude House. I have no idea what colour it is. It's in Korean. So I can't help you there. But it is a brown one. So it looks like that. I'm going to add that to the lips. On top of that lip liner, I'm going to go in with the Colourpop's Luxe lipstick in, what have we got here? What's Your Sign? So that's the finished look. If you're a Hufflepuff out there, did I do your house proud? Does it look like it's been inspired by the Hufflepuff house colours? And obviously kind of that, you know, caring nature theme of Hufflepuff. I don't know, I really like it. I like the yellow eyes. I think it adds something to a look. It's not, you know, when I think back, it's not a colour I would have gravitated to originally, but I actually really like it. I think it's complementary to my eyes. I don't know, I don't mind how I look. If you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as always, remember, be kind, be strong, and be a warrior. And I'll see you later. Bye.